Welcome to the newest RV interview. I'm here with the absolutely amazing Tina DeSalvo. Tina, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me.
So this is going to be very casual. Feel free, if there's something I don't cover that you wish I would mention, feel free. But I want to start with, I saw you at RT doing an awesome fundraiser. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we call it Friends Fight Together, and Cherry Adair and Stella Barcelona helped me with it as well. I will co-host for it, I should say. And what we do is we raise money for awareness, but mostly we raise money for unmet needs of people that are struggling with breast cancer or in their journey for breast cancer or trying to prevent breast cancer. A lot of times insurance, governmental programs, private organizations do an amazing job in providing services, but there are those people that fall through the cracks on things that they don't cover. Sometimes it's simple as, and it's not that simple if you're going through it, but you need gas cards or gas money to get to the services, and your job is interrupted because you're sick and you're going through the treatment. And so we try to raise money for whatever that unmet need is. It might be to help provide gas for your car so you don't skip a treatment.
I knew someone who couldn't go because she had children and no one to watch them. Can you imagine? Oh, so scary.
It is, and I'm a breast cancer survivor. I just hit 10 years, and
excellent.
A big celebration. June 1st was when I was diagnosed, 2008. So I'm so happy to be here. I feel very blessed. And while I was in treatment, there were people that did stop because of reasons that you would not think about. Like you said, no one to watch the children, or not want to interrupt their school time because they were in, say, a Catholic or a private school, or something, not having the money to get food on the table. Other things are prosthetic devices. We don't even think about those things, that you get one provided for you, but your body changes. Things might happen during the year.
Yeah, we know about bodies changing as we age. It's true, so that has to be updated just like anything else.
It has to be updated, but you usually are allotted one a year. So American Cancer Society does a great job. So we just try to find what those unmet needs, or an organization that addresses unmet needs, and we help try to raise money.
Well, I was just very impressed that at RT, with all the confusion going on, and for anyone that doesn't know, it's the Romantic Times Convention, which is no more. That was the last one, but it's huge. And you had a presence everywhere there, and then you were doing this on top of it. So on top of all the writing and publishing and attending a conference, you found the time for that. And I thought that was pretty awesome.
You know, it was a big thing in my life, and it was and I just feel so blessed, and that's the best word I could come up with, that I'm still here after 10 years, and it's just by graces that it happens. We don't know. We never know. You do the best you can, and you work through it. And because I'm in a position, as an author, a former reporter, that I could do this and maybe bring some attention to it. And, of course, I'd like to raise more money. So hopefully we'll continue this. And we usually do it at the conference. And Joe Carroll is continuing the conference. It's going to be in New Orleans, my hometown.
Excellent.
So I'm going to feature, we're going to continue the fundraiser, Friends Fight Together. And over there we'll feature the hospital and oncology center that I went to. So that's really exciting for me.
Now, I forget, I knew Joe Carroll was going to continue it. And I know it's going to be slightly different because there won't be reviewers with reviewer awards and whatnot. And it's going to be in New Orleans. It's in May, correct?
Correct. I think it's May 18th, but if you're watching this, check the website.
So what is she calling? She's calling
it's called the Book Lovers Convention.
Book Lovers Convention. That's what, because I've had this event on my mind, so I've kind of forgotten.
The brain can only hold so much.
True, and yeah, mine's spilling over. So. So while you were going through everything you did, were you already a writer at that point?
I was doing the skills process, I called it. I was trying to hone in on my craft. So I was doing that, but I wasn't actually published or anything. But during that time, that's when I made my decision. Okay, so if this doesn't work out well for me, because I was advanced stage 3, and if this treatment isn't working, what am I going to leave for my children? Are they going to say, well, Mom really just wanted to be a writer, never, oh, poor thing, never got that to happen. So I was like, I've got to finish and put a period at the end of some of these things.
Good for you.
And what do I want them to remember me by? That I pursued and I persevered and I learned and I had fun doing it and I did it. It might not be, it's not going to be, the great American novel, but I wasn't writing that. So while I was in treatment,
we've got enough great American novels. We just want to entertain people at this point.
Right, because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be entertained myself. So During my chemo, I began writing Ellie, the first book in the Second Chance series, and it was really just an amazing process. As she was going through things, I was too. Ellie is a breast cancer survivor, but the story doesn't involve her journey through that. It picks it up, everything's done. You finish, the treatment's over, you're so happy, you're clear, no evidence of cancer at that point. You walk out, the bells ring, the bubbles are there, you walk out the door, and you're like, oh my God, now what?
Now what, yeah.
Oh my God. So you redefine that life. It has a big, huge paradigm shift for you where you're like, okay, I'm not doing what I did before. That was nice for that stage of my life. Now, what do I really want to do?
How am I going to life a little bit more, and because it becomes more important once you realize we go through life taking assumptions that everything's going to be okay, and it may not be.
And I'm one of those busy people, like I fill look at this conference, fabulous. But we fill everything in our day, and then we got to realize, okay, what am I filling it with? Let's fill it with good stuff. So,
and you are. That's the amazing thing. You really are.
I try.
It's always good to pay it forward. And you said something about feeling like you're an author in a position to do things. That's how I feel about like this event and a lot of things I do. We're in a unique position to reach more people.
Right.
So I think it's wonderful that you use your platform for that.
And it's important, people, I get feedback, social media now that it is, I get a lot of private messages of people going through their struggles, and they'll ask kind of intimate questions about their journey, and that's okay. I'm happy to share what I went through, and because, I did chemo radiation, first lumpectomy, chemo radiation, then I did mastectomy, double mastectomy, orphorectomy. I did the whole thing. Herceptin. I'm on hormonal therapy now for the rest of my life. And
still happy. So you take the things that get thrown at you, and you have to create your life around them.
Right.
Yeah.
But it doesn't define me. Those things aren't what defines me. I think my attitude shift is really what's important.
So you weren't always this happy?
Yeah, I guess I kind of was.
I can't imagine you not being.
I just feel like,
and I think that probably
be happy where you are.
That probably helped you through the whole process. If you're already a sort of downer person, it would have to be harder, I would think.
Oh, it's so hard. I mean, it just squeezes at your heart when you see these people that, are in such a dark place while they're going through that, with any kind of stress in their lives or distress. I mean, it could be another medical issue. It could be also family problems. And it's so hard to...
Yeah, it
just piles on. And you just, what do you say to them? I don't know. You just have to find your spot and just figure out,
Well, that's one reason why the happy books matter so much, too.
Yeah.
So I haven't gone through anything like that, thank God. And I don't, I feel extremely bad for anyone that has, and I admire that you came through it with so much positivity. But I do have people who write me who are going through things themselves and reading a happy book. I've had people that have left the literature that they've read because their lives were down and they wanted to read a happy book.
Right.
And so I think what we do is pretty important.
I do too. I mean, who doesn't like a happily ever after? And let's face it.
Sourpuss.
Oh, come on. And let's face it, my husband likes 007 and likes the whole James Bond thing. And I'm like, this is a romance. Yeah. So he might not have a happily ever after with the heroine in the story, but he'll have a happily ever for now or whatever.
See, my husband reads true crime, serial killer, so he has no happy ending in his. But he likes those.
I kind of I was a news reporter. I actually started as a sportscaster. Yeah. And so then I moved into news, and I do like true crime too. That's my little secret there.
That's his. Yeah, he's fascinated. He could tell you any terrible person.
Well, he and I will have to have a cup of coffee and talk about
and go over it, compare notes.
Yeah.
So I wanted to thank you for something. Before I ever met you in person, we had talked online. I think this is part of your whole positive attitude, right? You sent me a picture. You said, "Hey, I'm on vacation. I forget where. And I see your book here," and you sent it. And I think it's so important for authors to support authors. And that was just such a nice gesture. You were in Mexico?
Mexico, yes.
Mexico, yeah.
Some friends had invited us there, and we were at the poolside. I think we had just done aerobics or water aerobics, which was so much fun over there. And I was drowning and all that. And I get out, and right there on this Bookshare stand is your book. And I said, oh my God, this is so exciting. So I snapped the picture and sent it to you.
But yeah, it was so nice. I try to do that with authors if I'm looking to see how many of my own books are on a stand, and I see other people I know, I always want to tag them. If I see it in unexpected places. There's been a lot of conflict lately in the romance industry, which I'm sure you're aware of, and we won't go into that. But I think it's so important for authors to support other authors. It's not a competition.
Right.
There's room for everyone.
And that's what's really wonderful about our readers, because our readers read a lot of books.
Yes,
so they
do,
need
very
a lot
widely.
of books. Right, and they read widely. So it's nice, because there is a competition of sorts, but I don't feel like I'm competing against other authors. I'm competing for the readers to spot my books. And so it's not really...
I'm always competing against myself. I always want to do a little bit better with the
yeah.
newest book than I did with the last. And you don't always. Have you found that sometimes your favorite book is not a reader's favorite book, and vice versa? Yeah, so... You know.
I know. But, and that goes to skills and improving the craft of writing. And I just think that that's something to stay fresh with and to continue on. Because I came from a broadcast environment, which was, you know, you do a 2-minute story, 1 minute, 60 seconds, and you move on. And this is really fun because you really get to delve into the characters and expand it, but to make that transition and, you know, make it interesting is...
So how many books have you had out now?
I only have 3 in this series, and I have 4 novellas, and and I have a full-length historical Western inspired by a trip to Virginia City.
Do you have a title for that one?
Yes, it's called The Fathers of Victoria Gallen.
And that'll be out when?
It's a mystery in September, early September. And I also have Treasured, which is book 4 of this, coming out in the fall.
Very good.
Set in my hometown area, you know, near New Orleans and partly in New Orleans, so it's fun.
So the heroine's going to glimmer? Glitter, whatever it was.
She glistens because we don't sweat in the South. And just as a note that we're talking about breast cancer, so Ellie is the first book in the series, and every cent I earn on that I donate for unmet needs.
Oh, that's
so
wonderful.
I identify that. So
that's wonderful.
just know if someone
so they get to read a good book, enjoy it, and they're also helping a good cause.
And also because we're talking about it, I brought you a T-shirt, and it's
excellent.
And this is kind of one of my mottos: believe, and we believe in second chances.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you so much.
As romance authors, that's what we really do. We believe in second chances. And,
for us and for the readers and for the characters. Show us your bag too real quick, because I think that's adorable.
Yes.
Do it with passion or not at all. Well, thank you so much, Tina. It was wonderful having you here. I hope you enjoy your experience at RAGT 18, and I hope you return and stay in touch, okay?
Thank you, and thank you again for putting on this conference. It is just amazing. I've never been to Cincinnati, Ohio before, so
we're pretty wonderful.
So far.
Yeah.
Of course you are.
Nice
I don't even know
people,
so far. It's great. It feels like home for me, except for the hills and the cooler weather.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so we hit 90, and then all of a sudden we dropped. I don't know what's going on, but I'm glad since we're in this RV that it's not 90
it's great.
right now.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.